I'm now pleased to introduce Jasmine Linabary, who was selected to be this morning's student responder in recognition of her scholarship and her leadership in many student and campus organizations. Jasmine's receiving a Doctor of Philosophy in Communication today, and upon graduation, she will remain at Purdue as Associate Director of Research and Operations for the Purdue Peace Project. Please welcome Jasmine Linabary.
Thank you, President Daniels, for that introduction and this opportunity to speak on behalf of graduating students today. At Purdue, we are often reminded that we stand on the shoulders of giants. Giants like astronaut Neil Armstrong, civil rights activist Helen Bass Williams, Academy Award-winning screenwriter Callie Khouri, and of course our speaker today, Brian Lamb, founder of C-SPAN. But those are not the only shoulders on which we stand. My story is not just my story, but one of the generations, particularly of women who came before me. I would like to use my speech today to encourage us to reflect on those who came before us, because knowing where we came from is key to knowing where we are going next. I come from a long line of strong and persistent frontier women who were educators, storytellers, and community builders. Each of them has transformed the lives of those around them for the better. All were bright women who recognized the value of education, though were not always able to pursue it. My great-grandmother Ruth graduated valedictorian from her high school in Nebraska at the age of 15 and received a scholarship to go to business school, but her family had no money to send her. Both of my great-grandmothers, Ruth and Bertha, moved west to Montana with their families based on the promises of land and a better life, enduring the Great Depression, droughts, and frigid winters in which they did not have money to buy coal or wood to keep warm. They labored alongside their husbands and children to farm untilled soils, run dairies, feed their families, and build community in their small towns. My grandmother, Pat, who is in the audience today, was also valedictorian at her high school, but unable to afford college at the time. She has always had a strong desire for learning, so after retirement, she has taken some college courses. Both of my grandmothers are and were equally bright and persistent. Pat, who carried the load of her family during her husband's military service, and then later worked for a newspaper, and then as an office manager for an irrigation district. And Paulette, a school teacher, columnist for her community newspaper, and a single mother. Both became highly active in their communities, finding ways to make the world better for those around them. My own mother, Jill, graduated from high school on the honor roll, but despite being on the dean's list, dropped out of college to marry my father. She later attended night classes to finish her degree while working and raising two young girls as a single mother. She worked hard to make ends meet, not having the luxury of seeking a career path she was passionate about. And now that her daughters are grown, I stand in awe of the way she seeks to engage in work she finds meaningful and that impacts her community. Today, I am the first woman in my extended family to earn a PhD. It is the often unrecognized labor and resilience of these women who came before me that made possible the path that I'm on, a path I imagine none of them thought possible. This has a path that has taken me from graduating with honors from high school and college, to working as a reporter and a managing editor, to attending graduate school where I've had the opportunity to travel nationally and internationally, to engage in research and teaching that makes a difference in the world. I really can't imagine that either of my great-grandmothers, while trying to simply survive on the Western frontier, could have ever imagined that their great-granddaughter would have the opportunity, for example, to travel to West Africa to help prevent political violence, work I engage in as part of the Purdue Peace Project. By looking back at how far we've come, it helps us to see where we are going and the legacy we want to someday have. Reflections on the women who came before me encouraged me to seek to make the world better, to persist when times are trying, and hopefully to pave a path that enables future generations to go where not even I thought possible. Today, I thank the women who came before me. This achievement is as much theirs as it is mine. I call on each of you to reflect on the legacies of those who came before you and on whose shoulders we all stand. Thank them, learn from them, and then set out into the world to make your own mark, charting paths that were previously unimaginable and paving the way for those who come after. Thank you very much.